it's Mitch Stitch here. So this is going to be a tutorial on my latest PVC lapstand that I have made myself, this little one here. So I already have this big one here. There is a tutorial on this one. It's right at the beginning of my videos, but I do. So this is one I use for obviously my big scroll bars. You can see it goes down sort of on either side of my legs, then it goes over my knees at the back there. The reason I designed this frame was I find that the ones that you buy, the wooden ones, apart from obviously the really super expensive good ones, but the cheaper ones, I always found that the clamps were really hard to spin the project with, and generally more palaver than it was worth. They were always coming loose. So this one I can just simply pick up and flip over my piece when I am sewing it. However, what I have found that is for smaller projects like hoops, for example, and also when I'm away on retreats and such, it's just too big. So I wanted to design myself something a bit smaller that would hold hoops happily, so that I could sew with it on my lap. I could take it away with me, or I could, so I have a couple of different size hoops. That's my beautiful princess hoop from my girl Diana, but I also have this cheap ass hoop that I've had forever, and as you can see, that fits on there quite nicely as well. Or alternatively, for small projects, if I don't want to use a hoop, I've got extra bits of PVC that I can just tape them on, and I'll just pull out these two, I've got actually quite a few lengths of this, so I can just, stick the project on them and actually use this like a scroll frame. A couple of mods I made tonight. I have stuck a couple of magnets on these ones here. Needle minder from my girl Abby, top knot. So you can see that there's just magnets, so that if I do have a hoop and I don't want to stick the needle minder on the hoop, or will also hold my pattern quite nicely, so I just added a magnet on either side. The other cool thing about this at the moment, well, I will leave it like this, is it folds down flat. So it's pretty easy to use. And this also means that the angle is adjustable as well, so depending on what I'm sewing on. Alrighty, so let me show you how to put this together if you're interested in making one for yourself. Alrighty, so I pulled it apart, and here are all the bits that you need to make this particular stand. So this pipe is 15mm PVC tube. When you cut it, get a saw that has quite fine teeth. It makes it easier to cut through the PVC. The other thing is, when you're actually sawing things, if you've never done it before, the idea is that when you push a saw forward, you don't actually put much force into it all. The main force when you're sawing should come back from the pulling back of the saw. That's when you actually want to be cutting. So the forward is just to get it, so that you can pull it back again, essentially. So yeah, if you give it a go. And this stuff's super easy to saw through as well. The other thing I'd recommend, some PVC glue. The problem with PVC frames is they do tend to spring apart unexpectedly. So it is always good to glue the joints that you're not going to pull apart. Now with this one, I'll use it for a while and decide which joints I want to glue and which ones I don't. Because I do like the fact that I can swivel it flat, and I do want to be able to change obviously the crossbars so that I can change it for the scroll rods. The other kind of handy thing is when you use PVC, you can get some kind of medium to light sandpaper and just sand off the the burrs on the edge. You can see I haven't, but the ones that I was using for the scroll bars, I actually have sanded them briefly. Alrighty. Okay, so this is all in metric, so you'll either have to make your own conversion or go metric for making this if you are not in a metric country, America. Haha. Alrighty, so what have I got here? Let me just put this down. I've got 6 of these elbows. This one has this little piece in it because I couldn't get it out, but I'll tell you how wide that was. So yeah, six of these right angles. As I said, this is all for 15 mil pipe. I have got these T ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 T joins and 2 caps. And then I just bought a couple of lengths of 1 meter lengths of the PVC tube. So, alrighty, what have I got here? I'll tell you what I then cut the lengths into. The longest one is 39 centimeters. So that was my longest pipe. So 1 39 centimeter pipe. I will put all of the, the measurements below. 2 26 centimeter pipes. 4 15 centimeter pipes. 2 11 centimeters. And 1, that's 9 centimeters. And then we need some really short lengths. So this one is 4 centimeters. So 2 that are 4 centimeters, 2 that are 5 centimeters, and these 2 were you could go, hang on, 3 centimeters, but I will put all of that below. Alrighty, so how do you put it all together? So we'll do the bottom first. Alright, so we need this really long one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick 2 of these corners, one on either end, like that. Woo! There it is. Now you want to make sure that it's square. So sit it on a flat surface and just make sure they're both, in exactly the same direction. This is quite hard with this little camera. So then, it's probably this size. So that's that was the longest one at the bottom. Then get 2 of the 15 centimeter pipes and stick them on either side of this big long one, and then push the whole thing down. And what I actually did when I made this was I made sure all of the writing for everything was sort of at the back, so that when I have it sitting there, I don't have all the sort of horrible writing. Now we've got to come back around. So see these really short ones, what I say they were, 3 centimeters. All right, they're kind of my swivel. So we're going back, we're making a square here like this. This is all very close, isn't it? Oh well, it's the best I can do. Maybe I should have had my laptop. I don't know. So then, again, make sure all of your angles are, so it's lying flat. on the table. Thus, see how that one's sticking up now? Like that? We don't want that. We want them down. Oh, now I'm going to have to move that so it's around the back. Which it's not. Okay. Like that. So now we have this sort of flat piece like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the upright bit, right? So these are the ones that the upright are going to sit on, these T. So you want to push them until they're all the way onto these little short pieces here. So they're now joined, and as you can see, they're kind of upright. And then we want to finish with we're going to finish the rectangle with one of the 26 centimeter pipes. So this just needs to go in like this, right? So now we have a nice rectangle that will sit, that's the base of our frame, and that will sit across our knees. Alrighty, so now we go upwards. Alrighty, so get 2 of your 15 centimeter pipes, plonk them in there like that, and then we want, let me go upwards a bit. Okay, you can see they're sticking up. Now we want again more of these T's, so they go on the top like that. Now, this is what the hoop will sit on, and because I didn't want just an open mouth sticking up at me, that's why I've got these caps. So the caps go on the ends of the, what were they? About 5 centimeters, I think. So 4 centimeter long pieces of piping. So they, oops. So we have 2 like this, right? Like that. And now we need 1 in the middle. And I believe it's this shorter piece, which is 9 centimeters. So that goes in the middle like this. Now this is what your hoop will sit on. So that just goes between these 2 in here and just push it all together like that. All right, so you can see now we've got our thing that the hoop will rest on. Now we just need to do the very top of it, and this is for the top of the hoop to rest on, and also potentially can be the top of your scroll for a smaller piece, smaller cross stitch. So these are the 2 11 centimeter pieces, and these are the ones I've stuck the magnets on so that I can put, you know, patterns, needle minders, blah. So they go on the top like that. And then again we have 2 more corners. So we have our last cross piece. This is really crappy, it's all very too close, isn't it? So this is 26 centimeters, this last sort of top cross. So we just stick, you know, the on either side of that, make sure it's kind of square, and then that just pops on the top here, and then we just push them on. So now we have our full frame, which we can push down flat so we can pack it, and that also makes it adjustable if we want to, as I said, this then can be at whatever angle you want it to be. Now I might, I'm not sure, make these little ones a touch longer. So they can actually be up to, you could have up to, sorry about my hand there. That could be up to 4 centimetres. It's only 3 at the moment, but it could be 4 to keep, so that you've got, you know, plenty of pipe in each one. So, and if it there's my biscuit. If it gets a bit loose, what I'll do is I'll probably cut another piece of PVC pipe that is 4 centimetres. I will pull this piece out with pliers and replace it with a slightly longer piece. But I do like that it sits flush like that. I think that looks really nice. But yeah, that's it. Super easy. So go forth and make yourself a stand. Bye everyone.